Well, Gillette's latest ad campaign is a war on man and masculinity and mankind as we know it. It's my view, but others apparently disagree.
It's manufactured outrage, Piers Morgan, and it comes just days after the American Psychological Association labelled traditional masculinity as
not
harmful.
so manufactured, is it? Yeah, they said you can't even be stoic anymore because that's apparently harmful. Anyway, we're joined by a stellar panel. Cosmo Landesman, who likes the advert, says men should stop playing the victim.
Quite right, Cosmo.
Along with Marina Fogle, of course married to Ben Fogle, warrior, adventurer, explorer, who says there's no war against men.
And she should know.
On the other side, Vorderman, who absolutely worships men and thinks this is an appalling advert. And Martin Daubney, who says boys need to be helped, not criticised. I agree. So let's get into this. Let's start with you, Marina. I mean, tell me why I'm wrong. Try and tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, I think this advert is really positive. I'm quite amazed by the backlash. I see it as a celebration of maybe a more modern kind of masculinity, a masculinity in which, you know, everyone is equal.
That's me, by the way.
I think we're probably all on the same page. You know, sexual exploitation...
Let me crystallise my complaint about it. If you look at the old Gillette ads, they were very positive, working from the assumption that men are actually pretty good guys, and this is how you be a good guy. I don't like the presumption that we're automatically bad till we prove otherwise.
This isn't a critique of all men. This is a critique of certain types of behaviours that men indulge in, that no man should want to support. What is wrong with teaching our young men to be sensitive, to be thoughtful, to be courteous, to be considerate of other people?
I'm sorry, I have to interject here because you're implying that all men who came before weren't all of those things.
Well, I'm not saying that all men. I'm saying that some men.
Wrong. So
I made that clear. Some men.
Males who perhaps are now World War II veterans or so on, who were not only brave, courageous, all sorts of different things, but who are also charming, polite.
Right. Carol, let me ask you.
So you can be both.
Do you object to all the ads that portray women in a certain light?
Carol, hang on. Carol, when you saw that ad, what did you think?
I hated it.
Right.
I really did. I found it insulting. I found it offensive. And I'm not offended by anything, but I was offended.
I've worked in men's media for 25 years. It's the worst men's branding advert I've ever seen. And I'll tell you why. Because it signal boosts the very worst things the very worst men do.
Exactly.
And says, all men, this is your problem. And here we have an issue. The bad things men do are constantly signal boosted by the media and social media. Hang on. And the good things men do are not. And more to the point, where men need help, 75% of suicides, 95% of jail inmates, 85% of the homeless, the worst educational attainers in Britain are white working-class boys. Nobody cares or helps. Why don't Gillette do that?
It's a shaving ad. It's not a sociological...
They never had there wasn't a razor blade in it. How was it a shaving ad?
Well, because it's a product that is...
It was a political ad.
No, it was attacking certain forms of behaviour.
And if they did that with women, they made one about women, which started from the premise that women are bad and have to be improved. All hell
Hold on, we have ads all the time that portray women as sexless, sex objects. We have ads that portray women as stupid, that women who should...
Tell me an ad that starts
off... You ever complain about that?
Tell me an ad that flashes news coverage of women being liars, cheats or abusers.
We have it all the time. We have terrible images of women in pornography. Does anyone complain about it? I don't hear you complaining about that.
Martin,
you're more about media representation.
Martin, I think what women like me don't understand about why men like you hate it so much is that the advert portrays so much positive male behaviour, supporting each other, helping each other out.
We can all agree that ending violence against women is a good thing.
Right.
But we can also hate this advert because the methodology, the way that it attempts to get us in is goading, it's judgmental, it's anti-men. That's the reaction. Now, men are allowed to hate it.
Hang on, you don't speak to my point about the fact it shows a lot of good male behaviour.
It does, but the problem is...
Why can't we assume why can't we start from the premise that most men are good guys?
Most men are
married to a good guy. He's an adventurer, explorer and everything else. Why can't we start from the premise that most guys are pretty decent blokes?
None of us hate men, by the way. Can I just point that out?
Absolutely start. I just feel really strongly that, you know, all the advert is saying is be a decent human being, and I just don't understand the outrage.
Because
your argument is based on some... There is no problem
there is outrage.
No.
There is a problem.
There is a problem. There is a problem with a section of men, as there is with a section of women.
Of course.
Women
Out.
If they made this ad about women, all hell would break loose.
Yes, it would.
Carol, you're right. Thank you. The rest of you, thank you for coming in.
That's that then.
Piers, you're wrong.